guys, so ito na yung ating welcome ulit sa ating YouTube channel. Ito na yung lesson 32 sa ating complex analysis. Ito na yung multiplication and division of power series. So probably ito yung last topic natin para sa power series. So by next chapter, i-apply natin yung power series para ma-solve yung isang integral. So yung tawag naman dun is just residue. So specifically, mas gagamitin natin si Lorentz series. Okay, so let's have the multiplication and division of power series. So suppose that each power series f of z is equal to summation for n is equal to 0 up to infinity na a sub n times the quantity of z minus z not raised to n, and g of z is equal to summation for n is equal to 0 up to infinity of b sub n times the quantity of z minus z not raised to n converges within some circle z minus z not is equal to r. Then, number 1, yung f of z times g of z, so yung product nila, yung product ng dalawang function is just a product ng power series. Ano yung product ng power series na yun? Yung product ng power series yung c sub n, okay, where yung c sub n natin is just equal sa a sub n times b sub n. Okay, pero may impact yan. Anong ibig sabihin ng impact? For example, yung c sub 0 is just yung f of z naught multiplied by g of z naught. Okay, yung c sub 1, since multiplication tayo, ano mangyayari dito? Ang mangyayari dito is parang magkakaroon siya ng product rule. Okay, so kasi nga nangyari dito, nagde-differentiate tayo sa loob nito eh. So kung naalala mo, mangyayari dito is parang product rule niya. So this is f of z naught times g prime of z naught plus g of z naught times f prime of z naught over 1 factorial. Okay, next, c sub 2 is yung derivative na itong sa taas pa. C sub 3, derivative ulit nun. Tapos 2 factorial, 3 factorial, 4 factorial. Ganun pag dito, sa number 1, pag multiplication. Ganun nangyayari sa c sub n, literal. Kung gusto mo mag-multiply. Paano naman pag division? Ano na mangyari kay d sub n? Si d sub n, so kunyari f of z over g of z, si d sub n is a sub n over b sub n. So, para naman dito? Kung dito, yung d sub 0, yung c sub 0 is yung just product. Yung d sub 0 naman dito, yung d sub 0 is f of z naught over g of z naught. So, ano yung d of 1? D of 1 is by quotient rule. So, by quotient rule, multiply ba by, so this is 1 over 1 factorial. May naka-multiply pa. Tapos, this is just UDB minus, so BDU minus UDB. So, this is g of z naught f of z naught minus f of z naught tapos g prime of z naught all over g squared of z naught, or naka-square yan. Okay, so ganyan gagawin. So pag gusto mo kunin yung d sub 2 is derivative mo ulit yan. Okay, then may halong quotient sa product rule din. Tapos 1 over 2 factorial, yun naka-multiply. So kung napansin mo, kung ganun yung gagawin natin literal term by term, ang hirap. Kumbaga, expand ko to, tapos ang gagawin ko para makuha ko kada term ng mga c sub 1, c sub 2, c sub 3, or d sub 1, d sub 2, to d sub n, nagdi-differentiate ako tuloy-tuloy, which is napaka-hirap. So, may one way para magawa yan, in which is mano-mano. So, expand mo siya as Taylor series expansion, kumbaga mahaba, tapos saka natin i-multiply. Okay, so dito hindi gagana basta-basta si compact form. Si compact form kasi is naka-simplify. Hindi natin pwede i-multiply yun as if. Ngayon, ang gagawin natin dito, expand natin. Okay? Okay, so for example, ito try natin to. So wala naka-indicate kung multiplication or division yung gagawin natin. Pero tayo na rin yung nag-analyze. Ano ba yung possible na pwede natin gawin? Okay, so example, so the function e raised to z over 1 plus z has a singular point at z is equal to negative 1. So tama naman. Okay, kasi magiging undefined siya o yung function natin pag yung z is negative 1. Okay, so meaning nag-exist yung kanyang Maclaurin series at some point. So tayo mag-decide kung siya ba ay division or multiplication. So check natin For example, yung e raised to z, so note yung e raised to z may Maclaurin. Tama. So may Maclaurin representation siya. At z is equal to 0. Next, c1 plus c, walang Maclaurin series. Pero, kung ganito yung gagawin ni sir, assuming so for example, ang gagawin ni sir is ganito. We have we have e raised to z over 1 plus z. Pwede kong gawin ganito. This is e raised to z multiplied by 1 over 1 minus negative z. So, check natin kung may Maclaurin. So, note na meron na Maclaurin series to. Ito ay may Maclaurin, may Maclaurin expansion to, or may Maclaurin representation, may Maclaurin representation, yung 1 over 1 minus something. Okay, so, meaning, pwede natin ilagay yung dalawang Maclaurin series yan. So, ano yung dalawang Maclaurin series ay yung compact form ng dalawang yan. So, yung compact form ng e raised to z, remember, that is just equivalent sa summation, okay, for n is equal to 0 up to infinity ng that is z raised to n over n factorial. Okay, ito yung isa. Then multiply yan by 1 minus negative c, that is summation for n is equal to 0 up to infinity ng negative c. Pero may negative 1 yun, so may negative 1 raised to n tapos z raised to n. Okay, so ang sabi nga, ang gagawin lang natin is just i-multiply natin yung nasa loob. Pero dito, since parehas naman c sub n, so in-expect na natin, sir, i-multiply na lang po natin yung negative 1 raised to n tapos n factorial. Hindi ganun. Ito yung sabi ko sa inyo. Ang pinaka-suggestion ko dito, instead na gamitin natin yung formula na ganito, kasi kung i-multiply natin literal by compact form, so mag-multiply yan, magiging z minus z raised to n. Kasi ngayon, yung a sub n times b sub n, iba yung kakalabasan, c sub n. Hindi lang basta i-multiply mo yung a sub n times b sub n. Mayroong mga kino-consider na factor dyan. Okay, kasi nag-undergo ng derivative yan. Kung napansin nyo sa formula dati ng ating power series. Okay, so, or ng Taylor series rather. So, ang pinakamagandang way or highly recommended ko na gagawin natin is just i-expand natin siya into 5 terms each, tapos yun yung i-multiply natin. Okay, so ano ibig sabihin? Kunin natin yung Maclaurin expansion ng dalawang yan, tapos i-multiply natin yun. Okay, so relate lang ni sir, this is just equal to yung Maclaurin expansion ng z raised to n over n factorial. For n is equal to 0, z raised to 0 over 0 factorial. Ano yun? Z raised to 0, so lagay ko lang z raised to 0 over 0 factorial plus z raised to 1 over 1 factorial plus z raised to 2 over 2 factorial plus z raised to 3 over 3 factorial. So ito okay na sa akin dito. Enough na yan. So enough na sa akin yung 4 kasi medyo pag nilima ko 5 na term, multiply by 5 na term ang haba. Next, yung isa naman is, since negative, for n is equal to 0, that is negative 1. So, negative 1 raised to 0 is positive 1. So, 1 times z raised to n, z raised to 0, this is just 1 times z raised to 0. Okay, this is negative z raised to 1 plus z raised to negative z raised to 3. Then, plus dot minus. Kasi alternating nga yung kanyang term. O yung kanyang sign, sorry. Okay, next is, ang gagawin natin, simplify ko na siya, tapos i-multiply natin siya. Ikaw, diskarte mo kung paano mo i-multiply. Pero, mas okay kung i-multiply natin siya vertically. So, para mas makita natin term by term. So, ang gagawin ni sir, multiply natin siya vertically. Lagay ko dito, no? Z raised to 0 over 0 factorial, yung simplified form, that is 1. Okay, then plus z raised to 1 over 1 factorial is just z. Plus z raised to 2 over, z raised to 2 over 2. Plus z raised to 3 over 6. Then plus dot plus. Okay, multiply siya by z raised to 0, that is 1 also. Okay, minus z. Okay, then plus z squared. Then minus z cube. Then this is plus dot minus. Okay, then yan ay i-multiply na natin as is. Okay, so term by term i-multiply. So assuming na continuous yung pagka-multiply natin. So ito yung mangyayari. 1 times 1, so yung usual multiplication ng polynomial natin, it's 1 times 1, 1 times z, that's positive z. This is z squared over 2, then plus z cubed over 6. Okay, then plus, so may maglalagay ako dyan. Next, negative z times z is negative z times 1 is negative z. This is negative z squared. Okay, this is negative z cubed over 6. Then sunod is negative z to the fourth. Negative z to the fourth over 6. So I think 2 to. Kasi times doon. So ito ay 2. Okay, then hindi mo na ako naglalagay. So kung napapansin nyo, hindi ako naglalagay kasi kailangan yata natin ng term. Tapos ito, no, since meron ng z to the fourth dito, magdadagdag na tayo dito. So 1 times z to the fourth over 4 factorial. So that is plus z to the fourth over 4 factorial, that is 24. Okay, then plus that plus. Okay, then obviously ito magdadagdag tayo isa. So i-multiply natin negative z sa z to the fourth over 24 factorial. Yung negative z, that is negative z to the 5, no? So that is negative z to the 5 over 24. Okay, then minus that minus. Okay, so tuloy-tuloy yan. Okay, next is, so I think hanggang dyan lang yan. So sa unang term lang, sa unang minultiply mo lang ka magdadagdag ng isa. Kasi gusto ko lang 5 terms yung mai-add natin, literal as if. So next is etong z squared na, no? Z squared times 1, that is z squared. So tapat-tapat lang dapat. That is z squared. Then z squared times z, that is z cubed. That is plus z cubed over 2. Then plus z cubed lang, sorry. Okay, z squared times z squared over 2, that is z to the fourth plus z to the fourth over 2. Then multiply it sa z cubed, that is plus z to the 6, z to the fifth, sorry, plus z to the fifth over 6. Then multiply somewhere doon, ito ay plus that plus. So again, hanggang dito ka lang magdadagdag. Okay, last, negative z cube. Negative z cube times 1, so tapat lang. This is negative z cube. Okay, then negative z cube times z is negative z to the fourth. Okay, negative z cube times z squared over 2 is negative z to the 5 over 2. Then negative z to the 6 over 6. Then minus that minus. Okay, so kung napansin mo, meron tayong mahabang sagot, pero kung i-add lang natin ito, then plus that something na lang, kasi hindi nga natin alam yung mga adds and something. Okay, so ito lang yung legit na i-add natin, kasi ito meron pang something term dito. Pwede naman magdagdag ka kung gusto mo para lang makompleto natin z to the 5. Kasi gusto mo z to the 6, dagdag ka lang din doon, ikaw na bahala. Okay, pero sabi ko nga medyo natrabaho siya. So check, no, that is 1, tapos mawawala ito, no, 1 cancel yan. So yung final answer natin 1. Okay, cancel to. Ito cancel yung z squared sa negative z squared. So that is plus z squared na lang. So plus z squared over 2. Next dito, sino cancel? Cancel yung z cube. So para mag-add tayo ng 1 over 6 saka, so 1 over 6 minus 1 over 2. So try natin. So 1 over 6 minus 1 over 2. That is negative 1/3. So this is minus. So this is minus z cube over 3. Next dito may makakancel ba? I think wala. No, so add natin as if no 1 over 24 minus 1 over 6 plus 1 over 2 minus 1. So add natin yun. Sabi 1 over 24 minus 1 over 6 plus 1 over 2 minus 1. That is negative 5 over 8. That is negative 5 z to the 4th over 8. Then hindi natin alam kung ano sunod dyan. So assume natin na plus na lang. Plus dot dot dot. Plus. Okay, then you can box this as your final answer. Kasi tuloy-tuloy pa naman talaga. Okay, so yun nga, sabi ko nga mahalaga sa akin is 4 terms. So supposedly dapat 5 kaso nawala yung isa. Okay, so kaya ganun ginawa. Kaya nagdagdag ako ng isa dito kasi nga gusto kong maging 5 term. Kasi alam ko somewhat may mawawala dyan. Okay, so at least ito mas reasonable na. Okay, ito yung sagot natin nung na-multiply natin. So again, kunyari minultiply mo na siya as if na rin negative 1 raised to n over n factorial. Hindi natin basta-basta makukuha to. Tama, kasi z raised to n. So, I don't know kung kuha natin yan. Pero I think hindi. Kasi tingnan mo, alternating dapat yung sequence pag may multiply. So, negative 1 raised to n over n factorial. Alternating dapat yung series rather. So, kaso anong nangyari? Hindi siya alternating. Positive, positive, negative, negative, positive, positive, negative, negative. Ganun yata yung mangyayari. Okay, so hindi natin nasunod. So, kaya nga sabi ko, hindi natin pwede i-multiply as if ng naka-compact form. I-multiply natin ng naka-expand. Yun yung pinaka-best way na gagawin natin. Okay? So, now, let us proceed sa ating next example. So, the function 1 over z squared sinh of z. So, obviously, I think ito ay division. So, sir, bakit mo nasabing division? Nasabi kong division yan kasi may Maclaurin series representation si sinh of z or si hyperbolic sine of z. I-multiply ko z squared, meron pa rin na Maclaurin series expansion. Okay, so if I remember, ano ba yung Maclaurin series expansion nating sinh of z? So, alalahanin ko lang. Okay, so write ko lang So yung 1 over z squared. So hoping nakasya yung space natin kasi division naman to. Tapos sinh of z is equivalent sa 1 over z squared multiplied by summation for n is equal to 0 up to infinity ng z raised to 2n plus 1. Kung naalala ko, ito ay z raised to 2n plus 1 over 2n plus 1 factorial. Okay, so kung tama ko na pagkakalala, ganyan yan. Okay, then expand natin konti. Itsura ito pag in-expand. So pag multiply yung z squared, dadagtag lang dun, no? So pag multiply, simplify pa natin yung further, sorry. So this is just equal sa 1 over multiplying ko yung z squared, magiging z raised to 2n plus 3 kasi dagdag ng dalawang z squared. So ito ay summation for n is equal to 0 up to infinity ng z raised to 2n plus 3 over 2n plus 1 factorial. Okay, then kunin ko yung expansion niya. This is just 1 over, so isa yan. So for n is equal to 0, that is z raised to 3 over 0 factorial. Tama. So that, hindi, 1 factorial. That is z raised to 3 over 1 factorial plus z raised to 5 over 5 factorial, that is over 5 factorial plus for 2 z raised to 7 over 7 factorial, then lastly plus z raised to 9 over 9 factorial, then plus dot 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 plus. Okay, then ayun, mag-proceed tayo by long division. Pinaka the best dito is long division. So ayusin ko lang, i-arrange ko lang. So by long division, this is just z squared. So write ko lang dito, no. So z cube over 1 factorial is z cube lang. This is z cube. Then z to the 5 over 5 factorial is z to the 5, no, z to the 5 or z to the 5 over 120. Then plus z raised to 7 over 7 factorial. What is 7 factorial? So 7 factorial is, alimutan ko nasa yung factorial dito. Ayun. So 5040. Then plus 9 factorial z to the 9 over 9 factorial, that is 3628. That is 36288 880. Okay, then plus that plus, then divide natin lahat yan by, so ganito kasi yung sign talagang division. So 1. So ganyan ang mangyayari. So start na tayo. So paano ba yung result na ito pag dinivide natin? Check natin kung tama yung nakuha ng sa'yo, by the way. Okay, so tama naman. Okay, so check natin. So 1 divided by z cube ay magiging sagot doon 1 divided by z cube. That is just 1. Tama, no? So 1 divided by z cube, ay hindi 1, sorry, 1 divided by z cube is just 1 over z cube. So lagay ko dito 1 divided by z cube is just 1 over z cube. Okay, then i-multiply natin 1 over z cube times dito, this is 1. Okay, then 1 z cube times dito, so maging z squared, no? So that is plus z squared, that is plus z squared over 120. Okay, then multiply pa plus z to the fourth, no, that is z to the fourth over 5040, then plus z to the 6 over 362,880, then plus that plus. So yan, napakahaba niya. Okay, next is proceed tayo by addition or by subtraction rather. So subtract natin yan. So we will have negative nito. So this is 0. So this is negative z squared over 120 minus z to the fourth over 5040. Okay, minus z to the 6 over 362,880 minus that minus. Okay, so ganun yung nangyayari sa kanya. Next, ito naman divide doon. So we have z negative z squared over 120 divided by z cube. So that is ilalim. So pag nag-divide tayo niyan, so negative z squared over 120 divided by z cube, cancel sa taas, magkakaroon ng z sa ilalim. Okay, tas negative. So ang result niyan is negative. So check ko lang, this is negative 1 over 120. I think this is 120. Tapos z. Okay, so this is 120z. 1 over 120z. So in which pag multiply natin yun dyan, z cube, that is negative z squared over 120. So tama lang, no? So nung minultiply na natin siya, ano mangyayaring result? Mangyari, this is negative z squared over 120. Then multiply, that is negative z to the fourth, tapos 120 times 120 sa ilalim, no? 120 times 120, that is 14,400. That is 14,400 minus z to the 6 to. Okay, so I think mahaba to. So 120 times 5,040, that is 604,800. 604,800. So that is 604,800. Then magiging minus to that minus. Okay, next is yung result niyan. So obviously pag tayo nag-subtract dyan, ito 0 na, mawawala na to. So ano kasi ito yung naka-cancel, ito yung maka-cancel, tama? So ito ay just negative 1 over 540 plus 1 over 14,000. So negative 1 over 5,040 plus 1 over 14,400. So disregard ko lang z to the fourth, so parehas. So that is negative 13 over 100,800. So lagay ko lang yung sagot. Ang result niya is negative 13 z to the fourth over 100,800. Next, ito naman is just add, no, negative 1 over, so negative 1 over 362,8880 plus, so that is 1 over 604,800. That is negative 1 over 970. So that is negative z to the 6 pa rin. So negative z to the 6 over 907,200. Then so I think minus pa rin kasi mas malaki lagi ito. Then multiply minus. Or para mas secure plus na lang. Kasi mawawala din naman yun. Okay, next is negative 13,000 z to the fourth. So until dito mag-multiply kasi mayroon pang term eh. So hanggat mayroon pang natitirang term, hindi ka titigil. Hanggat hindi pa umabot ka sa plus dot, hindi ka titigil. So ito, so divide ulit natin to doon. So pag dinivide natin siya doon, that is just sa taas na yung z squared. Tama, kasi cancel tong z to the fourth eh. So magkakaroon ng z sa taas, pero ito pa rin yung number. So this is just negative, this is just negative 13 over, sa taas na yung z kasi z to the fourth siya, tapos z cube lang yun. So z to the fourth multiply dito ay over 100,800. Okay, then multiply natin. So obviously that is negative 13. It is negative 13 z to the fourth over 100,800. Okay, then multiply natin as ulit yung dyan. So negative 13 times dito, that is negative 13. So check ko lang silang pala, sorry, hindi z to the fourth. So negative 13z times dito to the 6 na. Okay, so negative 13, this is negative 13z to the 6 over 100,800 times 120. So multiply natin yun. So 100,800 times 120. That is 1,209,000. Sorry, 12,096,000. That is 12,096,000. Okay, next is multiply natin dito. That is z to the 8. So, negative z to the 8. Negative 13z to the 8. All over 100,800 times 5,040. 100,800 times 5,040. That is, I think, 508,032,000. So, napakahaba. 508,032,000. Okay, then lastly, multiply natin. This is negative 13 z to the 10. Tapos multiply ulit natin. So 100,800 multiplied by 362,880. So medyo marami na to. So this is sabi ng calcu 3, 6, 5, 7, 8, 3, 0, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, ganyan na siya kahaba. Sabi ng calcu. Next is, siyempre, simplify pa natin yan. Okay, so, since pang-apat na yung sunod na term, pwede tayo mag-skip ng mga sunod. So, add na lang natin itong dalawa. Kasi ito hindi natin pwede iduktong na. So, mayari, add na lang natin itong dalawa. Mas-zero to. So, divide lang natin doon. Tapos hanggang doon na lang, okay na yan. That something na lang ilalagay natin. So, okay, pag in-add to, cancel to. So, subtract pala rather. So, ito naman, negative tapos plus positive, no? That is negative 1 over 907,200. Okay, then plus 13 over 120,000. 120,096,000. That is 2 raised to negative 6 something. So, hindi na niya kaya. Okay, so hindi na medyo makatotohanan yung kaya ni calcu. No, so ayan, no, pag inad mo, hindi ko na alam ano ibig sabihin niya. Pero something na 1 over 1 to something. So, hindi siya makalcu. Ayun yung medyo may problema, no? Pag may scientific calcu something na problema, kasi ang result na ito dapat. Supposedly, ito ay negative 1 over 907,200 plus 13 over 129,600 tapos z to the 6, then plus that plus. So ito yung concern natin. Kailangan natin masimplify kasi nga sabi ko kailangan natin apat na term. So since hindi na kaya ni calcu to, imano-mano na lang natin, I think, para mas mapadali. Or hindi mapapadali, actually mapapahirap. So I think imano-mano natin, that is negative 1, scratch lang to. So scratch. So negative 1 over 907 200 plus 13 times 120,096,000. Okay, so cross multiply, no? So this is negative 120,096,000. Okay, then plus 13 times dito. So 13 times 907,200. So 111. This is 11793,600. Okay, then all over, multiply natin yung else denominator. So 97,200 times 120, 96. So medyo makatotohanan pa to. Okay, so again, add na lang natin yan. Medyo may nag-skip yata sa video. May stop. Napindot ko yata. So again, negative 120.9600 plus 117, no? 117.936.600. That is negative 300. That is negative 302,400 all over yung ating denominator na 10973.491200000. Okay, so yan yung z raised to 6 na multiply. So divide natin doon yung z cube plus z raised to 6. So z raised to 3 to. So lagay natin to plus z raised to 3. So minus 302,400 z raised to 3 over yun. So 1097.349120000. Okay, so then plus dot plus na lang para mas save. So therefore ito yung kanyang sagot. So kung napapansin mo hindi siya titigil kasi nga McLaurin series siya. So expansion siya, tuloy-tuloy, hindi natin alam maganda ng dulo. Kung gusto mo pagtripan, tuloy-tuloy mo pa. So again, ang gusto ko 4 na term yung magawa natin. Okay, then hoping na hindi ka dapat malito dun sa mga addition dun sa loob ng ating multiplication. Okay, so kasi nga malalaki yung denominator niya. Hindi na problema. So pag hindi kaya ng calculus, mano-mano mo, ganyan na gawin mo para makompute natin. Okay, so that's all for this video. Hoping na natutunan mo siya. And that's all for the power series. So hanggang multiplication and division lang talaga tayo sa power series. So next topic is all about residue. I-apply na natin yung power series sa pagkuha ng integral. Yung relationship na ng integral sa power series. So bakit nga ba natin kinukuha yung power series? Okay, so thank you for watching. So hoping na may natutunan ka.